Welcome once again to another edition of Songs in the Night. Now, before we get started, I have to say that I knew of this young lady. This is for all you music lovers. I knew of this young lady when she first entered into the music business as an opera singer, young African American queen who goes by the name of Samara Joy. Let me tell you, I'm going to start off by acknowledging the incredible gift this young lady is to the world. And if you don't know who Samara Joy is, you need to find out. Because I was just listening to her just yesterday. She's a jazz artist professionally, but she's much more than that. She is so much more than just a jazz artist. And and I was listening to her sing a few of her songs, and then I heard her do. I can't play it because I don't want YouTube or Facebook to hit me with some sort of demerit for playing her music on my show. But I guess I could have done it if we were doing like a analyzation, but even those are too short for you to really appreciate what this young woman can do with her voice. It is outlandish. It is crazy. But she's just that good. And I heard her sing this old hymn, Blessed Assurance, and it just blew me away. I'm like, I'm done. And there's very few people whose talent is so immersed, so huge, so enormous, that it like moves me to tears. And literally, she moved me to tears. I could not even believe it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just sobbing, and just it just got messy. But she's just that good. So if you have a chance to check her out, Samara Joy, Samara, Samara Joy. You'll be glad you did. All right, anyway, I want to thank you again for joining me tonight for Songs in the Night. And once again, I'm yours truly, Michael Norman. And I want to invite you to come on in. The water's fine, and enjoy the music with me. Tell a friend to tune in and join me as we delve into the waters of soothing music designed to make your night, your day, your afternoon that much more enjoyable. That's what we're here for, okay? All right, so I'm going to start off, I'm going to start off with the Clark sisters, Twinkie Clark, and I had to give respect and as well to her as an incredible artist. She is legendary of the Clark sisters, Twinkie Clark I'm speaking of in particular, because she was primarily the principal writer for the Clark sisters. All of the hits that you know and love and heard, and if you haven't, that's another one. And I nothing against the new music, but to really get a full throat flavor of what the Clark sisters are, you have to go back to the 70s. You brought this, nope, not You Brought the Sunshine. I'm going to play that in just a moment. But, the first that I was introduced to them, I don't know. I can't think of the song name. I know the song. I'm trying to play it in my... The Sky is the Limit. Thank you. Good gracious. The Sky is the Limit. Oh, my goodness. So if you haven't heard of the Clark sisters, then you're missing out. So I would advise you run, not walk. Get your copy of the Clark sisters music and let it do to you what it's done for and to others. Let me just fix this. This looks like it's a little too... that part. That it? That looks like that might be it. I probably messed up the lens now. But anyway, here we go. Let's do some music, okay? Get this out of the way and do some music. This is You Brought the Sunshine by Twinkie Clark and the Clark sisters here on Songs in the Night. Let's go. That's the Clark sisters. You brought the sunshine. Again, one of my favorite artists, Twinkie Clark. None like her in all the earth. There are a lot of great artists, but she's one that stands out in my mind. So let's keep the music going. This is another one. I call it Overload, but it's only because I didn't know what to call it. Okay, so let's go. Let's find out together what it is. All right, right here on Songs in the Night. Okay, so I figured what that is. That's called Overload. And I hope you enjoyed that one there. We're going to keep the music going. Tell a friend. Tell a friend. Right now, while you're watching, make sure you click the like, share. You know all the routines that we request of you. And then, of course, share this with a friend. Tell them to come on in. The music is fine. All right? We're going to keep it going with This one's called the Caribbean Groove. For those of you who are in a vacation mood, this one's for you. All right? Right here on Songs in the Night.
grace. I could not live in Another day I could not face without your goodness, your mercy, your grace. I could not live in this terrible place without your goodness, your mercy, your grace. I couldn't even go to the corner store if I didn't know your arms of protection were around. Couldn't even ride in a city straight car, or even take a trip out of town. This is what I do. I stay at home, locked up in my room, with all the windows and doors shut tight. Now I'm free. I can go where I wanna be and know that everything's alright. Another day I could not face without your goodness, your mercy, your grace. I could not live in this terrible place without your goodness, your mercy, and your grace. Could not face without your goodness, your mercy, your grace. I could not live in this terrible place without your goodness, your mercy, your grace. Another day I could not face without your goodness, your mercy, your grace. I could not live in this terrible place without your goodness, your mercy, and your grace. Without your goodness, your mercy, and your grace. Without your goodness, your mercy, and your grace.
That's the music of the Winans. Another one from, this is Throwback Monday. So I'm doing all the old music, seems like, from gospel days, the music. And that's by special request, I'll have you to know, okay? So make sure that you get your request. And if you have a special song that you want me to play or perform here, you can write me right at MCN Productions, as a matter of fact, and make your request known. Okay, all right, the music continues on. This is from the album Eternity. It's called Keep the Faith. All right, let's groove.
go. A lot of people hating, a lot of folks mad when you stop believing for what you've never had. But you gotta keep on moving on. If you know in you there is no wrong, faith is the substance of things you can't see. Even when they say only fools believe. The world is a mouse and you are the cheddar. Jeez, please, somebody help me spread the word to all humanity. Rich man, poor man, we all need love. So the Father sent the Son straight from above. His yoke is easy, burdens are light. For what you believe, be prepared to fight. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. For everything in the physical has to start in the spiritual. That's what faith is all about. Yeah. You can what you can't believe, but you gotta keep the faith, y'all. Just keep the faith, y'all. The world spins around, what goes up must come down. But you gotta keep the faith, y'all. Just keep the faith, y'all.
Well, folks, that about wraps it up for this edition of Songs in the Night. I see you there, Sister Lynn B. Or B. Lynn, rather. Glad to see you. E.B., glad to see you as well. Thank you for tuning in. For all of you who have tuned in, and for those who will, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you appreciating the music. Again, we're going to try again, do it again next week. Give you some more music you can use to help soothe your evening, your afternoon, or even your day. Thank you for tuning in and joining me. I look forward to sharing this time with you and this music. It's my first love. Been doing it since I was 7 years old. No musical training, just a love for the music and for the piano and the organ. So thank you for indulging me in my passions here. All right? Again, thank you all for chiming in and for all the kind words. Thank you again, Lynn and Herman and whoever else is in the background. Too shy to say anything, all right? Say thank you for tuning in and hanging out with me. I appreciate you. And again, we'll do it all again next week, right back here on Songs in the Night. And I appreciate you joining me here. All right, we'll see you next time. All right, blessings.